Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors be unto the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, whole fool, like after pushing out this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you, I can say Shalom. I am the Akira. I am from the servants Yahweh Yahushai. Can't coming in with a quick video based off of 2 articles entitled Woman Strips the Underwear and Tries to Storm Cockpit of Airliner Screaming Allahu Akbar, and the other article entitled Man Crashes Burning Vehicle in the U.S. Capitol Barricade, Begins Firing Gun, Shoots Himself. So I'm just going to go off the quick spirit, basically quick, going off the spirit on this one, a little bit edifying. But, I'm not going to read the articles, but basically tell you a quick recap. And what happens with the woman, in the plane. Hey, she was naked, and she went to the, she got out to the aisle, went up to the cockpit, bang, sang Allahu Akbar. And it's noted that she alleged there were explosives on board, and that's the children that she was with, that they were ready to die. Hey, and she was naked. All right, so you're starting to see this crazy psycho spirit, manifest. All right, never was that seen before where you had incidents where you had people just going up naked on a plane and saying Allahu Akbar. All right, that never happened. All right, but you're starting to see that it's only right now, 2022, the year of turnout. Why? Because things are turned up to the max. So, whereas in the past and in the future, it won't be like that. All right, it never was like that. Only now, because we're in a time of visitation. All right, the Lord is bringing judgment forth upon the face of the earth, man. But going on to the next article, it says, man crashes burning vehicle in the U.S. Capitol Barricade, begins firing gun and shoots himself. Which what happened was that it was only quick moments, which this guy just crashed. He basically put his car on fire and crashed into the barricade and started shooting around. And the cops couldn't react. And then at the latter second, he ended up, shooting himself. And it's noted that the man's motive in the incident is unknown. All right, so it's really the spirit, that's really the Heavenly Father, about commanding these angels to actually bring about judgment. All right, bring about disaster. Which, if I can get that on the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. I'm going to start verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation. Yeah, great tribulation, because, hey, the things that you're starting to see right now are these people waxing worse and worse. This was never before. All right? It never happened back in the ancient world. All right, although things were violent back then, all right, they weren't like this right now. All right, people are freaking plagued with outright demons that they're going crazy. These are little crackhead moves, if you will, and so, basically, just a human right there, just to throw out some human right there. Basically, crackheads, man, and that's basically what they are. Under that witchcraft, under these spells by Esau, Edom, and whatnot. So, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. Yeah, because in the kingdom we will rule in righteousness. All right, everybody will be in order. Everything that Esau, messed up in the world, everything contaminated will be all be erased. The Lord will vaporize that, vaporize, this low crap quality, things we call life, man. But going up to the point of verse 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And iniquity is an archaic term for the word sin, which is a transgression. All right, transgression of the law is basically an offense of the law, which the Lord is heavily displeased with. And America has, basically Babylon the Great has, been the biggest promoter in this wickedness, man. All right, now you got these people out here, thinking that throughout the whole world, thinking they could do whatever they want, and they do it freely without remorse. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So you're seeing that psycho spirit come forth, man. All right, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna come to a point, like the Akim always say, and they come to a point where eventually you can't even trust your own family. All right, not even your own woman. All right, the woman that you become one flesh with, one flesh with. All right, I can get so confidential with the woman. Well, look at Samson and Delilah. Look how confidential that was. That's another example of why in these times you should be more, alert, more sober about it. Should we say, what's it called? What's that? What should I say? Be vigilant. We're supposed to be vigilant, because these people are waxing worse and worse. All right, that psycho spirit is coming forth. Whether to bring judgment or just to, bring terror. All right, that woman literally threatening people that are traumatized by which Esau really did that 9/11 bullcrap, but People got terrified because of that act that crazy lady pulled. All right, people over there over there in D.C. they got scared, man, or wherever the U.S. capital is. I'm not even sure, but it's all these these left hand angels bringing forth judgment, which if I get that on the book of Sirach, the 39th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, verse. Bear with me, Akim. All right, verse 28. So there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes, and in time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right, and those spirits are these death angels. All right, these left-hand angels. All right, what you call a demon, a wicked spirit. Those are all the angels of the Lord. Which actually, just a quick fact. Hey, they're more righteous than we. All right, because they're perfect, and they're actually doing the will of the Lord. Which is to bring about judgment. Basically to fulfill a balance for the Lord. So there be spirits that are created for vengeance. Because hey, the Lord is heavily displeased, and He's the one that could bring vengeance, man. So He has these angels come forth, and like He had King Ahab. All right, there's a spirit that when He was consulting with the angels, he had a spirit that said, "I shall go up and deceive His prophets." And what happened then? He got convinced to go up to Ramoth Gilead, and what happened? He got slew. All right, that was vengeance right there for the Lord. So, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. All right, these are sore strokes that you see right here. People getting terrified, and you're gonna start seeing more of that. All right, you played Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The thing you saw in the prologue, the first scene in the second mission. That's the type of thing that you're gonna start seeing now more and more. In the time of the destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath. Appease meaning to please. All right, the wrath of who? Of who's that? Him, the Heavenly Father that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, and you're starting to see more of that. Are you starting to see that throughout the whole world? Are you've been seeing fire? All right, these fires over there in Greece, last year and whatnot. All right, yeah, these fires in California. Which the California fires have been more frequent over the past years. Hail in various parts of the world, and famine. Are you starting to see this famine come forth? Which also, this famine will play a role in mentally breaking down these people and basically making them go insane. All right, you see now that Spanish movie on Netflix, The Platform. You saw how those people reacted in the lower levels when the food was practically gone. All right, because what happens is that the platform is basically a platform full of food, which in the prison they go into prison or just basically just to put yourself in there on like a quick rehab, if you will. Basically to stop from an addiction. So you go into this prison with actual prisoners, and what happens is that you go into these rooms with two roommates, and in the center of it is a big old gap that stretches forward from the top floor all the way to the lowest floors. And what happens is that the platform, bakers, the cooks, they make their food, a big old feast, and they bring it down, and then everybody has to get a part of it. But the first levels end up eating the whole crap, or they end up eating the whole thing, just gluttonous. And on the lower levels, these people are, killing each other, starving, literally committing cannibalism, dying for the food, are eating little bits and pieces of what people left behind, eating chewed up, bones and whatnot. So it's gonna come to a point where people will whack so bad, because people are in a low level, low morality. It's gonna get to a worse point, man. It's gonna go to its lowest peak. All right, we have to see how bad it's gonna become. Because it's all a buildup, man. So in the time of the destruction, they pour out their force and appease the breath. Sorry for that part. And famine and death. All right, all these were created for vengeance. And the transgression of sin, the transgression of the law is worthy of death. All right, we just in our death, as Scripture saying in Romans the 6th chapter verse 23, which there are more pieces to prove that. But it goes on to say, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And who are the wicked? These people that face the judgment. All right, the wicked are these chosen vessels of the Lord. That these left-hand angels, use to bring about a judgment against another wicked person. All right, that's how the Lord deals with these things, man. You know, they shall rejoice in this commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word. You know, so they're basically doing the will of the Lord. All right, that's a righteous thing for them to do. You know, although they're basically, you know, basically they're basically doing an evil work. Hey, it's really righteous it's really righteousness unto them by the Lord, because they're doing His work. You know. Hey, but I just want to bring that quick point out. Like, these people are waxing worse and worse. You know? Well, and the scriptures even going to how 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, which you could also apply, you know, because you starting to see these false Israelite, you know, leaders and these false, you know, basically these vain Hebrew Israelites from these various camps. Hey, they're bringing judgments too, man. All right, now Esau might claim certain individuals, you know, to be affiliated with us, when they're really not. They're just Jake. All right, in general, they bring about a judgment against, you know, Amalek and whatnot. But you actually have some Hebrew Israelites out there that are so carnal with them guns like Sakari, is that, you know, the Lord could have them go crazy. All right, they could go AWOL, and now bring a bigger issue against us. All right, people will start seeing us as more of you know, a violent, you know, extremist group. You know. Because you see actual certain individuals that are that carnal. Because you believe it or not, you actually got, you know, so-called Hebrew Israelites with guns. All right, some of them, you know, claim to follow GMS. All right, believe, you know, wholeheartedly. All right, being sincere, but you got guns, man. So it comes to a point where the Lord's gonna, you know, take that candlestick off of you and use you as a vessel for destruction. You know. All right, to bring about a judgment. So 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, verse 13, it says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. All right, deceiving and being deceived. You know, being deceived that guns are useful in this thing. Which is really going into how these people, you know, which, if I'm not mistaken, this chapter is really going into these people being deceived by false doctrines. But you can also apply it to right now, because these people that are so-called Hebrew Israelites, they're waxing worse and worse with the doctrine of you could own a gun. You know, and that's actually a doctrine that's like already teach, man. All right, you know, using Peter as an example when he slew the servant's ear, when he chopped the servant's ear off, when y'all wish I was about to get persecuted. You know, that's a bad example to use, man. But I'm gonna end it right then to the next one. I say shalom.